Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Vobes Show. Yeah, sorry, no theme this morning. I don't know what time it is. No theme this evening, no countdown, no are you ready? Of course you're ready. You're all out there waiting for the old Vobie, one-eyed Kenobi. And the reason is we've got to get a new piece of music because every time I play the music that we used to have, there's a copyright claim on it because it is a commercial music, been using it for years. But I just thought, well, you know, we've got a few subscribers now. Might be worth trying to monetize. Monetize? There's a word I hate. Monetize this little outfit that we're trying to do just to help pay some of the bills. So, yeah, need to get another piece of music sorted out. I'll have to go and scrounge around the old libraries, copyright-free libraries. So, oh, hello. Stop that. Thank you. That's the mobile phone doing its mobile phone thing. Anyway, we are live. Hello, it's Monday the 13th of July, 2020. I'm Richard Vobes. Yes, we have some videos to play on tonight's show, of course. Thanks to you lot for sending them in. You are so kind. Aren't you kind? Going out there with your film equipment, threading in the old 16mm, turning the handle, making it go round, which is superb, and then sending them over to me, and I go in the back room, in the dark room, and process them all up, and it's fantastic. Now, in the Vobosphere, we usually have a few people saying hello and writing a few words of wisdom, which is superb, and we still have them with us today. So let's have a quick gander and see who we've got here. The lovely Julia is out there, and Ernie Samet, hello to you. Connor's Dark Corner is also out there. Andrew Norris, we've got a video from Andrew Norris. Josephine Suter, we've got a video from Josephine Suter, as it happens. Jeff Kellison is there. We have a video from Jeff Kellison as well, which is very handy. Turbo Stream, I don't know if he's out there. I haven't seen him yet. But we have a video from him as well. Glastonbury Gabriel. What is this? You ganging up on me? We got a video from him as well. It's heavens above. Let's see who else is out there then. And I'm just having a look there. Ed Loud. No, we haven't got a video from Ed. Andrew Murphy. A moment of... No, sorry. There's no video. There's no video from Murphy. Linda Kane. We've got a video from Linda Kane. It's a very nice video, actually. I'm not sure if I'm actually allowed to show it. But anyway, Ron Langley. Alas, no video from him. And Elaine Whitelock. Good evening, one and all. Lovely, Richard. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Good evening to you. We have Sean's Allotments. It's nice to see you. I use Epidemic Sounds, which is only £10 a month. And there are thousands to use. Question for you. Question. I did look at Epidemic Sounds. What happens if you stop paying your £10 a month? All the videos you've used it on, which will, you know, could be their in perpetuity, do they have to take them off because you're no longer paying that license fee? In other words, could you pay £10 and download all the music? That's really the crux of it. Could you pay your £10 for 1 month and just download the whole library and then just carry on using it? Because how would they stop you unless you're supposed to stop using it? I would be interested to know that. I'll compose a piece for you, says the lovely Andrew Norris. That's very upbeat, please. And 1960s, you know, that kind of, you know, nonsensy sort of kitsch music would be lovely. Thank you so much, Andrew. That's very kind of you. Judith, hello to you, Judith. Nice to see you out there. Angie Fenner. Hi, Richard and Vobsters from Angie in New Haven. That lovely haven that is brand spanking new. Peter Lowry. Hello, Peter. Put down all those old books and magazines that you've got and concentrate. Lovely to see you. Turbo Stream is there. We have a video from Turbo Stream in tonight's show. Ed Loud is that if you compose one, please ensure the lyrics go something like ba 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 bum. That would be good. He'll try, which is fantastic. Andrew Murphy, hopefully there'll be a video for Friday's show. Super duper nooper duper. That would be lovely. You won't escape that easy, says Vobes. Video from me. Had to go away and care for my sick father. Now I'm back. Mwah ha ha ha. Mwah ha 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 ha. Thank you. Earlier today, you may have witnessed the Vobes doing Dalek impressions if you happen to be watching the very serious Bald Explorer reading of H.V. Morton's In Search of England. Yes, Dalek impressions. How the Daleks get involved in 1926 England, I can't remember, but they were there. Sean says all the videos are still covered if you leave. I asked the same question, I called them and got it on an email. So effectively, for 1 month, you could download the whole lot and then just keep using them. Is that what you're saying? That can't be right. How does that work? I use Artlist, and you can keep the music, says Glastonbury Gabriel. Artlist. Anyone got a pen? I got a pen, sir. Anyone got a bit of paper? No. I'll have to go and find a bit of paper and write. Wait a minute. Wait. Just rip this off a box. Art. No, the pen doesn't work. That's flipping good, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. Art list. What is that? .co.uk, .com, .org, Is it dot something? Dot who knows? Is it dotty? Evening to Ed, says Robert Croser, and Ramiboo is up 15 thumbs up so far. Thanks for... Well, we've only just got started, to be fair. I mean, people may not know whether they like it. By the way, I did a Naked Englishman first time for a long time on video. 6 thumbs down straight away. Boom, out the door. Six thumbs down. People didn't like that one. Oh, I don't want to see it. No, it's not. Oh, well, not to worry. Andrew says, I'll sing the lyrics for you. Oh, there we go. Do that over the thing. What will it be? It's the Vobes show. It's the Vobes show. It's that bald-headed bloke with glasses. It's the Vobes show. It's the Vobes show. The bald-headed glass with big... Anyway, my bottom isn't actually that big. Jeff Kellison says, the morning show was pretty funny. I actually had to pull over at one point. By the way, Jeff Kellison is going to show us Jeff Kellison on video, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Kellison on video like you've never seen him, sitting in a river with water lapping at his feet. No joke, pure serious fun. We're going to get onto that. 6 minutes of absolutely fantastic, never seen before footage. So I very much appreciate that. So don't mind, Jeff. Your 6 minutes had something very important to say and will be fascinating to the entire audience. I know that because I was riveted watching it. Ed says, why don't you just use YouTube Studio Music? Well, last time I looked, it was all pretty rubbish, but I gather that they have now got some good music, just sitting there sort of going through it. But Andrew Norris has said he's going to compose something. And if Andrew Norris says he's going to compose something, it will be unique. It'll be unique. And so nobody else will use it, which would be great. It's the Vobes show, that bald-headed bloke with glasses. If it could go like that, that would be great. With a chorus of can-can girls going, ha, 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 ha. It's sort of with almost canned laughter in it. That would add to the illusion that you're going to watch something a little bit, maybe not of the ordinary. Wouldn't necessarily say funny or original or even actually saying anything, but that it might be a bit, different. I've realised actually watching some of my stuff and listening to me, I say a lot of, rather a lot. Sort of, kind of, got to get rid of that out of my general diction. Don't like it. Very annoying. I'm very hard on myself. But somebody's got to be. Somebody's got to be. It's that Vobes show. That bald-headed bloke with glasses. You could lift the sound off that, Andrew Norris. I know you've already thought of that, haven't you? And the video, because I'm already dancing. You could put me into little boxes, tiny little tacky little ticker-tacky. Don't do that one. The Vobes show. It's like all hands, isn't it? It's a bit silly. The Vobes show. That bald-headed bloke with glasses. There's the underscore. With glasses. With glasses he manages so much. Any lyrics you want me to sing? And a tune? You might need a professional. Yes, but 66 watching, says Rami Boo. 68 now. 68. Close the gate, for goodness sake. Hi, says Dawn Coping, or Copping. I have not... Hi, not save in Worthing today. Man with gun. If anybody would like to... what are you saying that he... Is that code? Is that being tapped out on Morse? You're not sitting in a little place with a, those... what do you have? That hot water goes through pipes and goes around your... Well, pipes, on the pipes. Tink, 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 tink. Because the way you type that sounds like, you've only got one finger. For all I know, Dawn is sitting there tied up with a gag in her house, and her hubby is equally... He's sort of shoved under the bed or down a drain or something with just a head sticking out going, please, please, don't hurt my wife. And she's managed to get one finger out on her phone, and she's going, not safe in Worthing, help, help, tied up to a chair. People are here nicking our hula hoops. Yes, and if the thief happens to be watching, don't take both the hula hoops. We've got to have some entertainment for Christmas Day. Yes, we want Dawn doing the old hula hoop on Christmas Day, which will be great fun. Edward Moulding says, try Free Music Archive, classic music. La 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 la, diddly tum, la 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 la. Yeah, we could do that. That would be good. I've heard you say quite a bit, says Joe. I've heard you say quite a bit. Yeah, I don't want to keep saying, There is a first, Robert, says Andrew Norris. Wait a minute, Andrew, you're a stud. Bub, 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 bub. And Angie Fenner says, talking to music and a trivia moment, 35 years ago was the original Live Aid concert at Wembley. Yes, indeed. The first 35 years ago. I wasn't born 35 years ago. So I don't know what the Live Aid, what that was. Is that in what were they doing? Getting liver? Was it to do with liver? They wanted to get more liver and onions. Because they did have Band-Aid, didn't they? And they got plastered on that one. Ron Langley says, hope you're writing this all down, Mr. Loris. LOL. Yes, I hope you are. Gags under the bed, tied up. Where do I join? Have a word with Dawn. She's got the thieves are there. They've gagged and bound her. She might be able to get out a very simple message. Brainwash Chris, you can talk bollocks all night and you still are more intelligent than Michael Gove. Well, I should be working for the government, even if it was just, operating them like that. That would be very kind. Thank you very much, Brainwashed Chris. That's a very lovely thing to say to anybody. How will Dawn cope? I'm not quite sure. But she will laugh her way through it because Dawn is a very laughing lady. Every time she's called in, she has been a hoot. We're going to show our first video, ladies and gentlemen, and then I've got the subject of the day and you can ring in. We'll find out what that is after our first video. So let's go into the video box and see what is actually out there. He presses the button and nothing happens. I'll try that again. No, isn't that weird? Nothing. Did I turn it off? Maybe I did. Yes, maybe I did. Here, try it this way. Well, it always works when you do it the old-fashioned way, the long way, using the mouse. You can have all these lovely gadgets, but if you do it the old-fashioned way, it generally always works. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with a goodie. They're all good tonight. They're all fabulous. They're all marvellous. But a face that we've not seen. A face that we have not seen, really, not animated, not sitting in a river, not panning for gold. A face that is familiar on the screen there and has been a generous contributor to the old Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi. He's actually given me the one eye that I've got. I was completely and utterly blind until Jeff managed to gouge out one of his and send it over to me, and here it is in my old eye socket, which has been very thankful. Thank you very much, Jeff. So, in theory, now where are we? Let's have a look. Where are you? Oh, yeah, there you are. This is Jeff Kellison, panning for gold, ladies and gentlemen. Panning for gold!
Hello, everybody. This is Jeff. I'm on the edge of the desert. I'm in Nevada. I'm right at the base of the gold-bearing mountains, the Sierras. I'm on a placid little river. I'm going to be doing a little gold painting today. I'm going to show you how to do it. This is a very, very, very productive stream. You'll have to forgive my appearance. I've been driving all night to get here, and it's hot. It's 100 degrees, so it's very hot. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the mountains, show you how beautiful it is, and then I'm going to start panning. This is what you want to find, stones like this, where you can dig the gravel and the sand out from underneath the large stones. In the springtime during the runoff, when all of the silt and stuff runs off the mountains and flows down here, it's going to stop right under stones like these. And these two stones right here are the ones I'm going to be working today. So I got my pan full now. I went around and cleared like 5 or 6 of the big stones, the gravel out from underneath them. I got a full pan. First thing I got to do is get enough water in my pan to get rid of the silt, because you're not ever going to get anything out of it with the silt on top. So you just kind of rock it back and forth. Now I want to stratify it. I want all the gold to go to the bottom. Now I get more silt. Stratify a little more. Now I can pick through it. I can get rid of all the big stuff on top, the stuff that I know doesn't contain gold. Just going to kind of go through it a little bit. There's not going to be any big stones, gold stones here. It's all going to be really small. It's washed down from the mountains. It's taken millennia to do. It's going to be chewed into little tiny flecks. Stratify some more. Get rid of some more silt. Get down to the bottom. Okay, I'm still working the pan. But there's a lot of gold in this pan. They're teeny tiny little flakes, but man, there's a lot of them. See if I can get it where you can see it before I start. Right there. Right. There's like 2 or 3 big flakes right there. I don't know whether you can see them in the... Right there. There's a big flake right there. There's 2 flakes. There's one right there. So, I will get these guzzled up. Okay, so now I have emptied out my guzzler bottle into the pan, and as you can see, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 flakes I can see right off the top. And that large stone over there on the upper side of the pan, it has a big, fairly good sized piece of gold in it. I'm going to see if I can chip it out. And I will, I'm going to go back to that stone and see if I can dig some more out around it and see what I can come up with in a couple more pans. This is my last pan. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but there's like one fleck of gold in it is all there is. I've cleaned out this whole area, so I'm going to take what I got and go. But it's been very fun. Just finished my last pan. I'm sucking up the two little flecks that was in the pan as I speak. I'm going to consider this trip a success, and I had a lot of fun. I hope the video was interesting. I'm not eloquent like Andrew Norris, and I'm certainly not stylish like Gabriel Avalon. And that, after 4 or 5 hours, is a pretty good haul. Not enough to get rich on, but talk to everybody later.
I know it's like this somehow. Got to get all this learning from the master. Let's pan around. Let's have a look now. Some of this, it's got to be some gold. It's got to be a great nugget of. Is that gold? No, that's not gold. Is that gold? No. Damn. No gold in any of that. Huh. Oops. Well, there we are. That's the amazing Jeff Kellison there, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, I was rather hoping that he was going to get at least 15 carats of gold. I have got a carat, but it's in the fridge. Should have been on my dinner tonight, but there we are. Who knows? You might see where I got the carrot from if you're watching the Bald Explorer videos tomorrow, talking of carrots. But wasn't that fantastic? That was lovely. Good old Jeff. We want more videos from you doing other interesting, exciting things that we've never seen before. Maybe you could give us a demonstration on how you drive your amazing truck. That would be good. You could 100 things that you could drive over that you wouldn't know you've driven over. You know, they could be beef burgers, they could be children, annoying children, obviously, sleeping policemen, all that kind of stuff. The amazing Jeff, ladies and gentlemen, how wonderful is that? So there we go. That's set up that's set the bar pretty high, if you think. It is. You set it up really high. A lot of good comments to that from everybody saying interesting video, great video, brilliant Jeff, great to see how it's done. Thanks for sending that in, Jeff. Nobody as eloquent as Andrew Norris. That's great, says Linda Kane. And Angie says, hi Dawn, yes, heard on Radio Sussex that you've been tied to a chair and you've not eaten for 6 days. And as for hubby, he is stuffed under the bed or in a drain. We don't know. Obviously, it wasn't the old Vobie one-eyed Kenobi because I can't shoot straight. If I close my eye to aim, I can't see a thing. So there we are. Andrew Hulson says you need a deeper bowl. Yes, probably one that's actually in a river, I guess. That would be useful. Seen a lot of panning before, and this was great, says Mike Stevens. I always assumed that they, had a mesh, that the gold was like great nuggets. Shows you how much I know. Another flood in the Vobes studio. Yes. Sorry about that, but at least I can use that water to clean up the other stuff. It's got this lovely sweet smell in the studio where we accidentally dropped some cherry cordial or something on the floor, and I forgot to clean it up over the weekend. Jeff says, thanks everyone. He enjoyed it. Well done, Jeff. Look forward to more. Linda Kane, is that what your hollyhocks were growing in? Yeah, did you see them? I was trying to fish out one of my hollyhocks. In fact, actually today, There's a spider lowering itself on my head. Earlier today, we did see some hollyhocks, and one set of hollyhocks on the A24 between Ashington and Worthing in the Central Reservation, ladies and gentlemen. On the Central Reservation, very pastel-coloured hollyhocks. Beautiful. If only I'd had a chance to stop, but there was nowhere to park against the Central Reservation, owing to the fact there are other vehicles on the road. Josephine says, can't wait for the next one. You've set the bar very high. I heard the crazy rumour that the Americans drive on the other side of their trucks. Of course, that must be absolute rubbish. Imagine driving your truck on the other side of the road. There's your truck over there, and you're over here, obviously not in the truck, trying to drive it. Wouldn't work. You've actually got to be in the cab. Connor's Dark Corner, Jeff, are you Canadian? Oh, that's not going to go down well. Don't want to be in that. Don't want to be in that fight when that comes up. I don't think he's Canadian, but I'll let Jeff answer for himself. Ernie says, Jeff, have you seen the film The Sisters Brothers, or is it the Uncles Aunts? It's one of those three. The Veg Grower Podcast says Central Reservations should be full of wildflowers. These flowers were absolutely livid because they couldn't cover their ears as vroom went vroom vroom like this. Vroom vroom vroom. So that's it. Sean's Garden, all motorways should have wildflowers in the centre as opposed to wild drivers on the road. Ed Wolf says Americans always seem so polite and humble compared to us Brits. Yes, that's quite true. Apart from the ones you see in the films that break into the houses and kick the doors down and beat people over the head, tie them up and kick the hubbies underneath the bed and or chuck them down the drains. They're never rude. Ernie says you're a laugh, Richard, and he says it twice. That's because he's probably got double vision. How big is your rig, Jeff? Now, that is a personal question. Jeff, rig, I think what Glastonbury Gabriel is referring to is nothing that you need to go to the doctor with a tape measure for. I think he's referring to the lorry that you drive on the right-hand side of the road, generally, unless, of course, you're overtaking. So there we are. Now, I have a subject that I was going to talk about, but we're just having a lot of fun. I think we'll go and we'll have another look at another video and see if the video... we'll open up the phone lines after this video. After this video, we'll open up phone lines, just in case anybody wants to say hello. So we'll go into the phone box. Phone box? We'll go into the video box. I've got phones on the brain. Foaming in the brain, probably. And whilst we go into the video box... Just going to see if I can get a little bit more of that gold. Liquid gold it is. Liquid gold. Yes. I think it's actually a caramel bar. Right. Josephine Suter has been to a castle. Americans love our castles. Jeff, you're going to love this castle. This is a real castle. It's a lovely castle. It's a fairy tale castle. It's not open, though. But anyway, don't matter that. Lovely Josephine has given us a fantastic video with lots of views of the castle.
Here at Bodiam Castle today, the other side of Heathfield. The castle itself is closed, but you can still walk around the grounds, which I'm going to do. And you can take your dog with you, which is even better. Don't fall in, Lily, so I won't be going to get you. There. Wish I had Gabriel's drone. Fly it over and get some really good shots. I wonder what you could do today with this. you happy to see me? Are you happy to see me? Are you happy to see me? Alright. Oh, look at all that for what's it? Water lilies on the moat. Water lilies. Look. Beautiful, look. Thanks for watching. See you again.
There we are. That was lovely Josephine's suit at Bodiam Castle. Doesn't it look fantastic? Tiny little flimsy gate at the entrance there made me think it wouldn't be much to just hop over that, run up to the other door, see if it's open. Might be. I mean, who has a key to a castle? I wonder if it's just hanging up, if you put your hand on the sill somewhere. Oh, there it is. There's the key. Help yourself. Go in. All you need is a ladder. I take it there were no National Trust people there then, or English Heritage, whoever it's run by. So you could just wander around. And if you had imagine having a nice coracle, you could encircle the whole building, bang your head on the drawbridge area. Not the drawbridge, the bridge, not the drawbridge. I'm sure somebody was drawing a bridge, but not that bridge. Maybe a different bridge. Anyway, thank you so much. That was fantastic. Thank you for sending that in. Lots of great comments and jokes there. How do you make it float, says Days of Yore. That is a good question. I think what they do is they have a bit of polystyrene underneath. That's what we did in Snug and Cozy when we made a life-size, well, it wasn't life-size, but it was a huge size. It was about this big sandcastle in Snug and Cozy, the TV series that I once did. And the script called for the sandcastle. The tide comes in. This sandcastle had been made by these two aliens. And the sandcastle floats off with the tide, with the aliens on board. And I left that challenge with the set designer, who went away and thought, right, okay, we will make the castle, the sandcastle, the eventual one that is revealed, out of polystyrene. So they had this thing made. It looked great, fairy tale castle that had an area that we could stand in out of polystyrene, sprayed it with PVA glue, covered it all in sand. It looked genuine, and it actually floated in the sea. But we had an idiotic director who had 1 3-second shot. 3-second shot is all he put in to the final thing of it floating. He used to work on Brookside, so he was used to just getting close-ups and, emotional involvement. You murdered my brother. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. You murdered my sister. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Yes, that was basically Brookside, wasn't it? In a Scouse accent, I think. But I can't do Scouse accents. I wouldn't even try. I can only do Daleks. Imagine a Dalek soap opera. Not doing any more Daleks today. Might do garlic tomorrow. Anyway, thank you very much, Josephine. That was absolutely superb. The key is amongst the lemonade bottles, says... Oh, yes, of course, we know that. The key is amongst the lemonade bottles. I should have remembered. Yes, who has the key to the castle? That was Tintagel Castle. But I'm sure it's the same thing with all castles. The key is always kept amongst the lemonade bottles. And probably before lemonade, probably the ginger beer... What do you call them? The clay ginger beer... not bottles, are they? But they're somebody will know. That's the nice thing about doing this live show. You don't actually have to know anything because somebody out there will be much more intelligent than me, which is very handy because the intelligent level of me is less than a squid. Mike Stevens says maybe an old lady in a small house held the key for the castle. That could be true. That could well be true, just as we saw in Tintagel. So I'm going to let the phone ring now, see if anybody wants to give us a call. Lovely Jeff Kellison has suggested a method in which I can actually answer the calls without you even knowing that they're ringing. I've yet to install it. Hasn't been purchased, will be installed in a future show, like so many things. But there you go. What else have we got here? Tourist once stopped Sean in Cardiff and asked, why did they build the castle so close to the shops? Which is a good question to ask, because the shops actually are very close. And, you know, all that land could have been used for a car park. So if I was to do with the mayor of Cardiff, I would shunt the castle over a bit to make a bit more room. Or indeed, just widen the entrance and let the cars park in, because there's sod all inside the castle. It's just a perimeter wall. I mean, these people who built castles, you know, the Normans and things in the early days, when they started to build them out of stone, then they just built all the inside buildings, a lot of them, with timber. I mean, it wasn't going to last, was it? I mean, that's like buying, you know, something like I'm just trying to think of a nice stately home, and then you go in and realise, oh, it's all been furnished with IKEA. You know, it's kind of, you've got this wonderful Georgian stately home or Palladian style home, and then you go inside and it's just MFI furniture. That's the sort of thing that they were doing back then. They didn't realise that actually, you know, people like us, people were of some intelligence who enjoy and appreciate the landscape, heritage and nature, would like to have gone round and see these things fully furnished. But why they you know, some of the Normans even built their castles so they appeared to be in ruins. I'm not quite sure why that happened. Anyway, squid are very intelligent. There we are. You see, I knew they'd be more intelligent than me. And jellyfish, apparently. Well, jellyfish obviously are intelligent because they're made of jelly. And, you know, they wobble. They wobble, don't they? They don't need spines or any of that nonsense. They can just wobble. Dave Ford says, yeah, what did the Normans ever do for us? What did they ever do? What? I mean, you know, they made us speak French for a long time, which wasn't handy. If they kept us having English, maybe many more of us wouldn't be saying, you know, kind of, sort of, in between sentences. You never quite know. And Robert Croser says, my next video will be of a local castle. It's always nice to have a local one. You don't want to be going miles, do you? My next castle in Cumberland is that one down in Devon, not Devon, Cornwall, in Tintagel. You don't want to bother with that when you've got ones, you know, next door. Carlisle Castle, Robert says Turbo Stream. Yeah, maybe. TurboStream, Adrian, the lovely Adrian from TurboStream. I don't know if you remember on Friday, it's a few days ago, and perhaps we're all still a little bit, you know, aching from the weekend now that the pubs are all open and the nail bars are open as well. And I imagine you've all been down there having a pint and getting your nails done at the same time. I did go to a nail bar once. I did. I took some 6 inches and said, could you sharpen them? I just can't get them in this wall. They said, yeah, no problem at all. I said, at the same time, if you mind putting a bit of varnish on them and a little, you know, colour on the top, that would be lovely. They told me to get stuffed, naturally, because they didn't do those sort of nails. Oh, I said, well, in that case, screw you. They said, no, Screwfix just down the road. Hey-ho, there you go. Right, Mr. Turbo. He's been climbing up one of those hills on the Malvern Hills. Was it the Malvern Hills? One of those range of hills. I can't remember now. Anyway, he's on his way up. Let's see if he gets there.
Well, we've made it to the top of Summer Hill and the sun's gone in a little bit, so we'll look to the east. So what you're looking at there is you've got Breeden Hill in the foreground, if I can point to it, roughly there. And then on the horizon, it's a bit hard to tell on this phone. But you can see there is the Cotswold Escarpment all the way to the top of the landmass is a ridge. And this is the view you come for. Lit up in the afternoon sun. But we're still only a third of the way up. That's where we're headed. Right to the top of there. There you go, Richard. I had to get a picture of a cow for you. I don't know what sort it is. So looking and enjoying the view though, look at that. You're looking down a Malvern there. Right, there's only one thing left to do now to sign off. Cheers for the old coffee, and we'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. Ta bit.
Cheers, Adrian. I've just got my coffee here. Look at that, lovely. I don't want to tip it on anything. But there we are. Oh, fantastic. Oh, that fresh air, those Malvern Hills is marvellous. And I love the music that you had with that as well. Super duper nooper. Super, and it's very nice coffee. Thanks for sharing it with you. If only I'd found my flask in time, the gag would have been a bit better. But a cup is just as good. So there we are. Lots of views there. The Milkman, says Ernie. What? Oh, Ernie the Milkman says, Richard, one of the houses we viewed to buy in Somerset was literally next to Nunnery Castle with a moat. Wow. Was that more expensive to buy a house with a castle view, being overlooked by your Norman neighbours? Josephine says, wow, look at that view. Home base for us, says Andrew. Always got to go to home base and get your castles from there. I think you can probably get a cardboard castle from home base, can't you? So that's that. Oh, the belted Galloway. We always like to sort of strap them, because if you don't belt the Galloways up, their gallbladder comes out. That's a factum totem pole, if ever I heard one. I bet everyone's tapping their feet, says Ron Langley. Tapping his, yes. I put my head, as soon as it started, actually, I was listening to some Dead Velvet. Oh, great. Love a bit of Dead Velvet. I don't know if there's actually any music called Dead Velvet, but it sounded like a heavy rock group, didn't it? Ed Loud says, brilliant views. Thanks for sending it in. Glastonbury says, excellent video. Really nicely exposed. Yes, I think that was 125 on an f6 lens for about 25th of a second, if I remember rightly, looking at that. Excellent video, really. Oh, I just read that. Great views. Thanks, Adrian, says Julia. Sean says, someone turn the tap off. I've turned it off now, made a cup of tea. And lovely views. Makes me wee at the end of that with the rushing water. Josephine Suter types that from the little girl's room. Do you put books in your bathroom? In your little room? Do you sit there maybe reading a little tinkly book? You know, there you are going. Are you one of those people that when you've got a number 2, you sit there with a tome and you think, well, I'll just read to the end of this chapter, and then I'll wipe my bits. Or are you somebody who... maybe I don't really want to know, actually. Maybe actually that's a little bit gross. Because people might have their food in front of them. And if you're eating sausages, I suggest you put them away in the fridge for another time. Hope the water tasted great. Yeah, no, it was great. Oh, sorry, you mean in the video. I thought you meant the water that's mixed with the coffee. Yeah. Or the Hearst Mansion in California, says Jeff. I'm not quite sure apropos that is. Nice and fabulous views. Glastonbury, I can take you to Nunnery Castle. It's not far from Glastonbury. We need to get these dates in the diary, young man. We need to get the dates in the diary. The very lovely David Chamberlain has a house. He's not in this country at the moment. He's in Dubai. And he said, don't buy, go to stay in my house. I said, oh, that'd be lovely. So I'm going to stay in there for 5 years, rent-free. No, for about a week. I'm aiming to get over there. It'd be lovely to catch up with you, Mr. Glastonbury, whilst I'm over there. I think it's in Wiltshire, but that's not too far away. It's rent-free, so, you know, the petrol will be fine. Love to go to Nunnery Castle. Love those nuns in the castle. Is there any nuns in the castle? How many? None. Days of Yours says, is that where they got the cough syrup? Probably. Nunnery Castle? Cough syrup. I do, says Robert, I'll do the castle we were going to instead of the monastery, Richard. Oh, if only you'd take me the bloody castle instead of that awful monastery. How you managed to sort of go, what shall I do? Take him to a Buddhist monastery which is built in the 1950s that looks like it's come out of some secondary education school from the 70s. It's like an old tax office, wasn't it? Or take him to a nice Cumberland castle from ye old days, and he was like obviously tossing that, what shall I do? There's the Fairy Hill with some of those prayer hankies that they had up there, which just looked like napkins on a string, and then the sort of, I don't know, Toys R Us monastery, or take him to a castle. And clearly you said no. I'll save that castle for a couple of years, when just after COVID, when he can't get over here, and I'll show him. Yeah, thanks for that. Audrey says, no books in the bathroom. Unhygienic. Oh, come on. Unhygienic? That's what you need. You need as many of these microbes all over you to build up the immune system. I have a bowl of microbes for breakfast every day. Slash in some nice milk. Well, I say milk. It's that gloopy stuff, the milk that you've left in the fridge for 20 years, and it comes out in one lump. Yeah, it's otherwise known as concrete. Linda says, when my sister was little, she used to read a comic and eat a Marmite sandwich when she was in the loo. Don't ask. Where did she get the Marmite from? Makes you think, doesn't it? Well, it probably didn't make you think, but it made me think, and I saw a different image than now I've got to go to bed with that in my mind. Goodness. No books in the bathroom. Very unhygienic, says Mark Donny McLeod. Well, I'm going to make sure I get some more books in there. Andrew Norris. Won't, Linda. I won't. Dave Ford. I read that the maximum time you should spend on the throne is 4 minutes, enough for the sports pages of the daily newspaper, but not much more. 4 minutes? 4 minutes? Goodness. Dubai doesn't. Yes, Khan in... David is out there. Fantastic. What a man. What a star. Isn't that great? He heard his name and he went, get to the computer. Quick, type. Yes, I am. How far, David, is Calne, and I don't know if that's how it's pronounced because it might be a silent C or even an L. How far is Calne in Wiltshire from Glastonbury? I wonder how many berries you get in Glastonbury, actually. A very historic town in its own right. Remember the Harris Pork Factory. Oh, we've got to go round the Harris Pork Factory, see if there's any old scratchings to be had. Yeah, I'll be interested. Don't come to America, Audrey. Lots of books in the loo. Oh. I wonder what is the most popular book that you would find in a loo. What is the most... You know, you get these are little books to have in the loo books. But I wonder if, you know, anyone's got things like War and Peace or the Bible. The Bible, that's a useful book because the pages are usually quite thin. They're usually made of the same sort of, you remember that paper that you used to have that was tracing paper that you'd have at school for drawing stuff when you were in 1970s comprehensive, if ever you were, and then you go to the loo and discover it's the same stuff, only stuffed into a small box, and you're expected to wipe your young pubescent bottom with it, only to find that that's actually you know, you look at and you realise it's your own work, that the teacher has put it, there we are, that'll be there for the kids later, not realising you're picking up, it says Richard Vobes, Form 6. Oh, that's my picture of an elephant. Oh, well, never mind. It's now an elephant rolled in muck. Fascinating stuff. Yep, it's the John. Pizza Puzzle Books. 46 miles. Take you about an hour. Perfect. There, a nice round trip up to Glastonbury. That'll be lovely. So there we are. It'll be wonderful. We're going to sort that out. Anyway, time for another video, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look and see what we've got in the old video compartment today. So we have two regulars, ladies, and it's always nice to be regular when you're going in. I don't know about you, about 7:30 for me, just in case, you know, if you ever get a naked Englishman at 7:30, post it. If you ever hear me say, hello, I'm Richard Vobes, and I'm recording the Naked Englishman at 7:30, you'll know where I'll be. Absolutely. Time for, it's an eeny, meeny, miny, mo moment, isn't it? Because what should we do? We talked about Glastonbury. Let's go and have a look at a place that's recently discovered by one of our Glastonbury fans.
Well, here we are. On my last trip out, you saw me at the Hood Monument and I discovered the Poldham Way. Well, here I am walking it with my mate Jamie. Hello. And the dogs. So, one beauty about this walk is that there is only one big climb in it. That one. So, I'll see you at the top. So here we are, looking back towards the west. Probably can't see that on this wide angle lens, but in the distance there on the horizon, Jamie's just pointed out that's Exmoor. And who have we got down here? Hello, little puppy. Hello. So for all you blackberry pickers out there, this is where you need to come. I think there's loads of honeysuckle in there as well. The Poldham Hills form a ridge that runs from near Somerton, northwest, to Puriton near Bridgewater. They're in two main chunks. The western one, from Street to Puriton, has the A361 running on it. Wicked views, but spoilt by the road. The eastern range from Somerton to Street is much quieter, and instead of a road has the Poldham Way footpath running along it. And probably the main joy of this walk is that one minute you're walking through beautiful woodland, and then every so often you break out into a view like this. Notice the patchwork of small fields lining the ridge. No prairie farming here. Meet Bowie. Bowie thinks he's an Alsatian. This southeastern end of the ridge is heavily wooded and full of surprise. See the tree ahead? Two trees have grown together, and one branch has grown from one into the other. So what we're doing here is we're using a program called Seek, S-E-E-K, yeah? What you do is you take a photograph of a leaf, of a plant, and by the magic of the interweb, it tells you, for example,
identified.
oh, I see. Very clever. So it told us that this tree that's growing together over here is an alder. That's very useful. I know people who would be very interested in an app like that. Seek. We seem to have landed in Butterfly Central here. I have never seen so many butterflies in one place. Not for a long time anyway. We're just trying to identify what they are with that app that I just described to you. It's identified that they're butterflies and moths, which is a good start. But unfortunately, the butterflies aren't really playing ball, i.e. they want to flutter by rather than stand still. And the app needs them to stand still for a little while in order to identify them. That's a brush-toothed butterfly, is it?
Yeah, well, it's unlikely to be an alder. An alder's normally near water. But it might be an elder. Got to get your trees the right way around. So, I don't know. Yeah, probably an elder tree. But an alders generally grow near water. Let me have a look. We're going to get one of the many hundred thousands of books that I've got. This one, Trees and Bushes. We'll have a look. Alder tree, alder. Very nice photography in that. Love the music. Love the sort of gentleness that Glastonbury Gabriel brings to his videos. I'll have to go and look it up in the back. I wish I could make videos of that quality myself, but I'm learning. Let's have a look. A, B, C. Alder. A, A, L. A, alder. Are you in here? Here we are. Alder. 45 to 46. Let's have a look. Now, it depends how they number their system. How do you number it? Well, you number it consecutively, don't you? Hornbeak. 40. What did I say? 45 to 46. 45. 39. We're getting there. Sorry, this suddenly becomes dull entertainment, doesn't it? It's very dull, dear Mr. Vobes. I've never seen such dull entertainment as when you were looking up common alder. Was it common alder? Common alder, shoot with leaves, male catkins, usually in August, old female catkin, female cat, didn't say very much about it, blah, 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 grey alder, hornbeam. That wasn't a hornbeam, was it? You've got to say more than that. That's a rubbish thing. That's all it says. What kind of a book is this? I've got better, but this is a crap. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. 45. Wait. There's a bit here. There's a bit. That was just sorry. That was just the leaf looking bit. Wait, 45. 45. It's confusing because it's got page numbers as well as the numbers of the things. So you look up common alder. Here we are, common alder. The name alder comes from Anglo-Saxon alder and Norse Ola, related to the German Ola. The Gaelic name is Ola, and the Welsh name Ola. Like Ola and Ola, they're common elements in place names. In both the common Ola and the grey alder, the shoots have well-developed terminal illnesses. What? And the buds are stalked. The male and female catkins develop in the autumn and remains bare until the winter, until somebody puts a little duffer coat on them and hangs them up on the trees just to confuse people. While the female catkins are ripening so that they're nice and fat and you can gobble them up for din-dins with a bit of custard, they become woody and resemble small cones. Another feature on the species is they often develop root nodules, which can become something to do with mycella. Mycella, surprise, it's mycella. It's mycella. Anyway, probably elder, not alder. That's my thoughts. Didn't say anything about that it was near water either. Very nice video, though. Thank you so much. That was kind. Good old Gabriel Glastonbury with his lovely videos. Sean's Allotment and Garden says Alder is a common name for a genius. Well, could have been me then, really, couldn't it? Could have been me. So that's good. Its natural habitat is moist ground near rivers, ponds and lakes. It thrives in damp, cool areas such as marshes, wet woodland and streams. I think I got 2 of those, didn't I? I've got 2. It can also grow in drier locations and sometimes on the tops of hill near Glastonbury Gabriel. Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Nigel Turbo something says, guys, thanks. Hope to be passing through the year sometime. There we are. Alder, says Rick M. Marvellous. Well, there we are. Who knows? The flutterbys were lovely, though. We did like those. Thank you so much. That was superb. If anybody would like to buy the this very complicated book, the Richard Vobes book to identify some plants, but I left a lot out that I couldn't recognise because I didn't know what they were, published by Methison and his brother No Method to Our Son. Then just send me a postcard with £100 attached and I'll make sure you get some version of this book. Might be written by somebody who actually knows what it's about. We are fast approaching 9 o'clock if we go in a time machine and go backwards, but it's now 9 o'clock. So that just says it's time for the Andrew Norris moment.
Hello, Vobesters. I'm spending a few days on the Dalmatian coast in a little fishing village called Tribun. And I should take you on a couple of walks on the few days that I'm here. This is an olive orchard, but I will take you up to a church on the hill. Do that tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. I'm taking my walk to the church, but I'm taking the scenic route along the sea. There's a kind of quietness here which I've never experienced anywhere else. Just a few birds, a little bit of wind, gentle ripple of the sea. It's wonderful. Just go down to the sea for a minute. There up ahead on top of the hill, that's my destination. That's the church I want to reach. So this is the public beach. They've just opened a new walkway going around, skirting around the edge of the mainland. So I shall walk along there today. This pathway was only built last year, finished this year. It's very beautifully made. Look how clean the sea is. Unfortunately, there are a lot of sea urchins, which I suppose indicates that the water is very clean, but you wouldn't want to step on one. This island over here is known for where they used to keep donkeys. So here we have the donkey, the symbol of the village. And I'm going to be heading up to the church on top of the hill. We're heading up to St. Nicholas from the middle of the 15th century. We head on up along the Way of the Cross. 14 stations. We'll head this way. So this is the little peninsula, very small, but very pretty. I'll take a second walk around there, show you it. They say you should never go back the way you came, so I'm going to take this route down, back to the village.
That's the alternative view of Worthing, of course, if you film from the pier. Very nice film. Thank you so much, Andrew Norris there. The colour of that sea, coloured in by his own hand, because as you know, Andrew is, of course, an artist, a brilliant artist. And most of that was on that animation-a-tron thing that he had, in actual fact. I mean, don't believe that it was real for one moment. Croatia doesn't look anything like that. It's just this little plot of land with beautiful wild flowers. But that was gorgeous. That was lovely. Thank you so much, Andrew. Really appreciated that. That's very nice. All that hard work of clambering up to that church and looking down on that lovely scenery. You could have been in Sussex so easily. So easily. And let's find out what people are saying. Vobes show telly not working. I'm not sure what you mean by that, the Vobes show telly. Where's Shrek, says Mark Donny McLeod. Yeah, good one. Wonderful light. Thank you very much. Yes, I've had the light put in specially. Sean's allotment says, elder is usually used by pagans for protection. You just hit people over the head with it. So it's a perfect idea. Solution is what I would do. Lovely video, fantastic video. How beautiful, says Linda Kane. So need a holiday, says Angie Fenner. Well done. By the way, somebody rang during that. I couldn't answer the phone because we were playing it in. From Washington, America. If you're still watching and you want to ring back very quickly, dial the number again. I will answer your call this time. So informative and interesting. Thank you, Andrew. Thanks, Andrew. Very bony, which is a strange thing to say. Lovely video. Very lovely. Thanks, everyone. It's a magical place, says Andrew Norris. Rick M says, nice place. Beautiful, Andrew. And so on and so on. I'll be Saint Natcards by the time you got up there, says Glastonbury Gabriel. Ah, bless you. Reminds me of a Croatian enclave in Pécs in Hungary. There we are, look. Phone call is now coming. First phone call of the day. Let's find out who's calling in on the old Vobes show. Hello to you, caller.
Hi, it's Jeff.
Hello, Jeff. Sorry, I couldn't answer the phone because the video was playing and I didn't want to... I couldn't actually... Well, I could talk to you, but I... Anyway, thank you for sending that lovely video.
You're very welcome. I enjoyed making it. I think that when I'm over here and I'm out away from civilization, that there is a great deal of delay in my feed watching your show.
Well,
I get that impression.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that can happen. I don't know why, but hopefully... Are you not... You're seeing the comments sometime later or before the vision?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Long time.
Oh, really?
Yes. I don't understand the reason why, but I know that it's true. They start on the comments. I see the comments. They're commenting on Andrew's video about at least 30 or 40 seconds before it starts.
Well, I've still got them saying, hello, Richard. Hello. Nice to see the show starting. I never get them. Maybe it's got something to do with the fact that you're, as you yourself said, are out in the wilds in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, I am. They were talking about books in the loo.
Yes.
And you posed the question what the most common book is. I would say in America it's catalogs. You see more catalogs.
Oh, right. And what for clothes and household goods and that sort of thing?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And is that where you get all your stuff from? Is that where you get the inspiration? You think, I'm going to help Vobes out. I'm sitting here for a number 2 and I'm just going through the catalogues. I know what he needs. He needs one of these.
No, you can blame Dale, my friend Dale, for a lot of the times when I've helped you. Because Dale watches your videos and then when him and I talk, he says, how in the world does this man do this with what he has? And I say, I don't know. What do you mean? He says, I couldn't do what he does with what he has. So then we get talking about it, and I say, well, what would he need to do it better? That's all down the inspiration.
It's all down to Dale.
It's all down to Dale, who's probably listening now.
Hello, Dale. Lovely to see you if you're listening on the show. How does he do it? Well, I'll have to think of some more things then that I can't do without. Good old Dale. And good old Jeff, really enjoyed your video, and I think everybody else very much enjoyed it. It's great to see you. And I've not seen panning for gold, so I did think that it was a round thing with a mesh, a bit like a colander. That was fascinating, and you were just so easily taking off the surface, going, I know there's no gold in there. And I'm thinking, any minute now he's going to get a blooming metal splinter in his hand.
No, if a person was paying really close attention, when I got like halfway down in the pan and I said, wow, there's gold in this pan, I was shocked because I was beginning to see it. I figured, go out, get a flake or two, say this is what it looks like, seal it up and go. And I when I looked in the pan and I'm looking like there's 8 or 9 pieces.
So
yes, it was shock on my part.
That little file of gold that you ended up with, how long did that take from start to finish, especially if you weren't filming? I think it's been beamed up by asteroids. Are you still there, Jeff? Oh, look at that. The call just disappeared. I would call you back, but I've got no credit. If you're there, Jeff, and you managed to get through again, you're very welcome. But I would be fascinated to know how long it takes you to get that file of that much per hour and how much that is worth. Because if that's worth more than driving your truck, taking farm chemical... Oh, here we go. Hello, Jeff.
Hi, I got cut off. I don't know what happened. It took me about 4 hours, between 4 and 5 hours total to get all of it.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. There's me thinking half an hour. So how many files of that measure would you need to make that a worthwhile thing to take into wherever you would take it to get it valued?
Well, that little bit that I did there was it's probably about somewhere between $45 and $60.
Oh, really?
So you're not ever going to get rich, but the thing I never understand is why homeless people don't do it. I mean, if you're just hanging around not doing nothing, why wouldn't you want to go sit in a stream?
That works out at about $10 an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people over here who earn less than that. You're looking at one. Yeah, $10 an hour for that much. I mean, presumably you've got to keep moving around, though, because as you said, those stones is where it's at because the water's hitting them and it's building up the sediment and stuff. But I guess if you've got a river to yourself, you could be working that, several weeks.
In Nevada, when it's 100 degrees and it's a river that isn't deep enough to swim in, you're going to have it to yourself.
Right. Yeah. Well, you did amazingly. That was so fascinating. Everybody really, really enjoyed that.
Well, thank you, everybody. I enjoyed doing it immensely. I think the next one I do, I think it's going to be around Mount Shasta. I think it's the next time I get out that way, I believe.
Well, that would be great. Henry's Adventures says he went gold panning once at Legoland.
At Legoland?
Yeah, Legoland. What, gold Lego bricks, presumably. We did gold panning in Cornwall, says Fiona Cooper. Yeah. And Robert Croser says a catalogue we used to have had 1,000 pages plus. That is a big... Yeah, we used to get catalogues when I was a kid, for Littlewoods. I forget what they were called. And you'd get everything in them, but it was mail order. Janet Fraser,
Yep.
There we are. Janet Fraser, that was a catalogue. I wonder if they're online. They must be, surely. Anyway.
It was Sears and Montgomery Wards here in the States that everybody had.
Say that again. Sears and what?
It was Sears and Montgomery Ward was what everyone had here way back when.
Sears and Montgomery Ward. And they would have everything in. And are they online? Have they just moved online? Or have people forgotten them because they're in catalogue form?
I think everyone's forgotten about them because of Amazon. I think they're both pretty much gone.
Yeah, that is the sad thing. But there we are. It's a very handy service, Amazon, but it is a conglomerate and has cut the price of and killed many businesses, of course.
I'm planning on sending you the pan and the little guzzler bottle, and with the hopes that on one of your streams you get rich.
Well, if you send me that, I will go out, probably with the lovely Julia and Joseph, and we will pan for gold in the River Arun. And if any of us get washed away and end up in the south of France on a yacht, it'll only be by accident. So put that. Yeah, go on.
If I were there, I think I would start on that little stream that the video that you did last year, where you walked through the little steep canyon and the creek flowed through it.
The steep canyon.
I think that was the video when you went where they had the amusement park up on the hill that they took down. I think it was the same video.
Oh, I know. You mean over at Devil's Dyke?
Yeah, that's the stream I'd start with.
Right. Not likely to get much gold out of the chalky hills, I wouldn't have thought, but who knows?
You have to have granite or black sand. If you don't have granite or black sand, you're wasting your time.
Right. I don't think there's any black sand. There's orange sand a little bit lower down. Green sand, I think that's technically called. And chalk. You might get some flint. You might get a few lumps of flint, but that would be all you'd get out of that. Granite, well, Cornwall, of course, and the Granite City up there in, where is it, Dundee? Is it Dundee, the Granite City? In Scotland. But there'll be plenty of other places. But yeah, I have to put that in the backpack and go down with Mark Selwood, down to Cornwall.
A gold pan is a pretty easy thing to carry, especially when they're plastic.
Ah, because you can eat your dinner off it, presumably.
I suppose you could. Yeah, I never have, but it's an interesting thought.
Just don't put it onto the actual fire to heat up.
Well, I don't want to hog the show.
Aberdeen.
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody, and
it was great. It was great. We loved it. It was really good. Thank you so much, Jeff. You've been an absolute wonder.
And I will talk to everybody later.
Yeah, you look after yourself, Jeff.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. Thanks for calling in.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There we are, the wonderful Jeff Kellison. Gold mining extraordinary. Who needs to dig? I mean, $10 a day. It's a bargain, isn't it? I might give up this malarkey and just go panning for gold. Anyway, that's about it for today. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Aberdeen was the place I was thinking of, not Dundee. Thank you very much for that, Mike. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been great fun. Thank you for sending in all the lovely videos and what have you. It's been great. One phone call into... Why have I got an itchy nose? Oh, it's these bloody bogies. I'm going to get some different bogies because every time I shove these bogies in my nose, they just make my nose itch. I'm going to get some better ones. Maybe there's a higher class of bogey. I'm not going to the supermarket that I'm going to go to that other one. You know, the one that's it's not anybody's bogies, but it's somebody else's bogies. Anyway, there we go. Lovely to see you. Thank you very much for your videos. Thank you for Judith and to Julia for doing all the moderating. Thank you for watching the show. Thanks to all the patrons who do support me. That's great. And for the videos that you have produced and for the electricity that I've used. So there we go. That's everybody thanked and all done and dusted. It just remains for me to play the outgoing music, which of course I need to now look for because we haven't got any proper music. So that's that. So I will say arrivederci goodbye and thank you very much. Take care. Have a nice time. Wednesday's show is coming in 2 days. So not too long to wait. And there's a video for you on the Board Explorer thing tomorrow. Till then, take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Press the button, nothing happens. Press the button. Why do we bother? Why do we bother with technology? How do we do it? Where's the call of oh, there's a goodbye one. Thank you for watching and goodbye. Even then it didn't work. Blimey, I don't know. Can't get the staff around here.